Conference tournament week is here, which means one of the best betting stretches of the entire college basketball season starts now. Of course, a lot of the mid-major conference tournaments have been going on, and we have already had some great moments, but the power conferences start this week, and today I am breaking down my best bets and some value picks for the Big 10 tournament, Big 12 tournament, SEC tournament, Big East tournament, and another conference tourney. These tournaments are where the betting market can get really inefficient. Teams are playing multiple games in a short window. Motivation varies, and some teams are fighting for their tournament lives, so it is always a lot of fun. In this video, I'm going to give you one pick that I like in each of these conference tournaments, plus a few value angles that bettors should be paying attention to, and a quick reminder, if you're betting these tournaments, make sure you're shopping for the best odds and bonuses because different sportsbooks will have slightly different numbers. I linked the sportsbooks with the best odds for my picks in the description. But without further ado, let's get into the picks. Starting off with the ACC tournament, it's Duke. They're minus 350 to win. I'm not actually going to bet this. So let's get into my actual bets. And let's talk about the Big 10 tournament historically. This is one of the toughest conferences to handicap because the teams are so evenly matched. And this year, every single team made the tournament. My best bet here, though, is Michigan State at plus 650 at Bet365. One reason I like this spot is the style matchup. Big 10 games often turn into physical half-court battles, and Sparty is one of the best teams in the conference. When it comes to defensive efficiency and rebounding, they are 8th in defensive efficiency in KenPom, and it is a typical Tom Izzo physical team. Those traits tend to translate very well in tournament settings. And another thing to consider is rest, depth. Teams that can survive multiple games in a short span usually have deeper rotations, and Michigan State checks that box. They are also on the easier side of the bracket. They have bye weeks up until the quarterfinals, and they will likely play Nebraska in the semis, which is a very winnable game, and they will avoid Michigan until the championship. Now let's talk about the Big 12 tournament, which might be the deepest conference in college basketball this season. There are multiple teams here that realistically could win the whole thing, even though Arizona definitely pulled away down the stretch. Still a lot of good teams in this conference. My favorite play in the Big 12, it's not Arizona. I'm going with Houston at plus 200 at BetMGM. The Big 12 is known for its physical defense with some of those teams, and Houston has been one of the more balanced teams in the conference on both ends of the floor, despite not having that lockdown defense that we're used to them having. They're still incredible at forcing turnovers, though, and do good enough defending shots. They have a lot of experience. They brought in Kingston Flemings. They made the national championship last year. Very close game against Florida. And when you look at their potential path through the bracket, they avoid some of the worst matchup problems until the later rounds. They're the 2 seed. They would not play Arizona until the championship. And now if you're looking for a little value in the Big 12 tournament, one team that's worth considering, it's Texas Tech at plus 1,300. Yes, they lost Toppin, but they have still found ways to win. They have a good coach. They've beaten the other top teams in this tournament. The defense is strong, and they have the ability to get hot at the right time at these odds at plus 1,300. They're definitely worth a flyer. Moving on to the SEC tournament, which has been one of the most explosive conferences offensively this year. Wasn't as strong as we thought it would be preseason, but Florida really turned it on at the end of the year. But despite that, my favorite pick here, it's Arkansas plus 600 at BetMGM. Florida is clearly the best team in the conference, but Arkansas is the only other team with a winning record against the top 8 in the SEC. They're on the opposite side of the bracket to Florida, and they have won 4 of their last 5 heading into this tournament, so they are hot. Another thing I like about Arkansas is their experience, especially with Coach Cal. I think they are the much better value at plus 600 versus Florida. Next, let's talk about the Big East tournament, which is always one of the most entertaining tournaments in college basketball. These teams know each other extremely well, often leads to tight, competitive games. It's always one of my personal favorites to watch, even though it is a down year for the conference. My favorite bet here is the quote-unquote home team in St. John's at plus 200 at Bet365. They've been one of the most consistent teams in the conference, particularly on the defensive end, and defense tends to travel well in neutral site tournament games, but thing with St. John's, either way, it doesn't matter. They don't have to travel since they are playing in Madison Square Garden. They are the 1 seed despite not having the best odds. They are red hot, winning 16 of their last 17, splitting with UConn, who is the favorite. Another reason I like this play is the potential matchup path. If the bracket breaks the right way, they could avoid the toughest opponent, UConn, until the championship. And finally, I said there was one other conference I wanted to talk about, a little bonus play, and I'm going to give you my pick to win the A10 conference, and I like VCU here at plus 180 at DraftKings. SLU is the favorite, and they are the best team in the conference. I will give them that. But what will their motivation be come this week? They are already locked into the tournament. They can maybe affect their seeding a little bit, but they're locked in. While VCU is on the bubble, they need to have a good tournament. SLU has also gone just 3-3 down the stretch. VCU is an efficient team that can win in multiple ways. So I think this is the Rams tournament for value play in the A10. Watch out for St. Joseph's. This is the kind of team that can catch some more momentum. I do worry about this potential 2-3 game in the semis with VCU, but I do like the Rams in this tourney. So just to recap my favorite conference tournament bets, we have Michigan State winning the Big Ten, Houston winning the Big 12, Arkansas winning the SEC, St. John's winning the Big East, and VCU winning the A10. And again, if you are betting these conference tournaments, make sure you are shopping for the best odds because they can make a big difference long term. I've linked the sportsbooks that I'm betting these on in the description. Sign up to them and receive some great sportsbook bonuses. And if you want more college basketball bets and March Madness predictions, make sure to subscribe because we'll have tournament breakdowns and picks throughout the entire NCAA tournament. Good luck with your bets and enjoy conference tournament week.